Okay, so we're on the Skirwing Trail. Stand
Skirwing.
up, stand up,
I am standing.
stand up. So anyway, we were debating about whether the trail went this way or that way because there's two marked trails. And she, who must not be named, was giving me some really hard grief. No apology, no nothing, just, oh, it's obvious, it's right here. So,
Well, because there was like a 5x6 sign with an arrow pointing to where we needed to go.
yeah, and there was another sign that said the same words.
No, it was after
Yeah.
the end of it.
No.
Anyways, this is a really famous trail, and we'll tell you why it's this because I can't remember right now.
Why is it famous?
It was ranked as one of the top trails in the world
What?
by
This?
a magazine.
Oh my God.
See my hat? I made it. So they didn't bring hats with me, and I have a bit of an ear problem, so the wind has been hard on us. So I bought this beautiful yarn.
It's amazing. She has an ear problem, but she can't hear me.
Just keep the dogs out of the way. Anyways, I got some beautiful yarn at a place called Skivers in Cowhead, and it is made by her. And she has hand dyed it in using Japanese indigo. So they use native, I don't think that could be a native plant, but plant is grown here. Anyways, I really like the color, so I made it. And if you guys are knitters, any knitters out there, you would know this. So first time I was really wearing it was yesterday. And we went to the Ryan Premises National Historic Site in Bonavista, which you will hear about. And the lady there that was working there looks at me and says, "Oh, did you knit that hat?" And I went, "Yes." And I showed it to her, and she went to the pattern. I gave her the name of the pattern, and that just made my heart sing. Anyways, there we go. I'm very happy with this hat.
Holy moly. Look at this. Would you look at this? Would you just look at this? Bit of a sandy beach on the bottom. Goes along this whole cove. Rocky outcroppings. Like, what the heck? Okay, so the trail we were just on, you can see a little bit. We've now hiked that entire ridge line all the way across and around the corner to here. So it's absolutely fantastic. Look at that little beach there. Beautiful. So we were just standing at the top of that cliff right there, not knowing that there was nothing there other than a straight drop of doom. And yeah, there's that.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
It is a beautiful sunny day. Yesterday was very hot. We got
And rainy.
And then it rained, and then it was hot. We were doing a walking tour, and we went in, first time wearing shorts and a tank top, and took my sun hat, put sunscreen on, got down about half an hour into it. It just started to pour for about
poured.
half an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And then the sun came out and it was hot again. So
And humid now.
it was very humid. Yeah. It's not this morning, though.
I couldn't do a thing with my hair.
As you can see, I did a thing with my hair. But the humidity's gone today. Like, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have just left St. John's. We were there for 2 days. Just scratched the surface of that city.
Yeah.
But
so much more to see.
Yeah, but just we're limited now because we have to hit the ferry by July 4th. So we're heading to Cape Spear, which is the easternmost point of North America, excluding Greenland. And then we're going to be doing the Irish Loop, as they call it, because the Avalon Peninsula, which is barely attached by an isthmus to the rest of Newfoundland proper, is very Irish settled, so they call it the Irish Loop. Heading down that way, we got some places we're going to see, but yesterday in St. John's, it was a very interesting city. It had a lot of similarities to Victoria, very similar in size, port city, that kind of thing. Definitely more of a working port. They had right downtown, there's a lot of boats and a lot of ships, that kind of thing. We hiked up to Signal Hill, which is, I guess, where embankments where they protected the city, because there's two narrows, and then the fog came in and covered it, so we didn't get a good view. That we did that the day before, but we did a walking tour during the day yesterday downtown and got to learn a lot about the history of Newfoundland. And one of the things that I really found was that the city has a real young vibe and a great music soul. It's a lot of the things that you would like about Newfoundland, the music, the comedy, the entertainment. The girls said that most of that kind of stuff is done at home in shed parties and that type of thing. In St. John's, they have it right downtown, and that's a big difference, I think, from Victoria, which I find just kind of closes up at night. So anybody's listening to this, if you're young and you can handle some cold in the winter, highly recommend St. John's as a place to live. It's got a vibe, it's got energy, and the housing is about a quarter of what it is on Vancouver Island.
Yep. So, and quite nice.
Very nice, yeah. And just super cheap. And then everything else was about the same price. Like, we went to a Dominion, an old Dominion store. We both have memories of that from being when we were younger, which is now, as we found out, owned by Loblaws or Superstore, the Weston family. So it was all President's Choice, and it was got a little bit disappointing. But the prices and everything were the same. So cost of living in a lot of ways, and property taxes, things like that, are a lot less. Their gas is cheaper than Vancouver Island. There's just a lot
going on for this place, boy.
Yeah.
If the kids didn't live so far away, we'd think about this seriously.
Yeah, it's a great place. So, but we're done in the big city. We probably won't hit another big city now till we get to Halifax, or I guess Sydney.
Yeah,
Sydney, Nova Scotia. Yeah.
Well, there's still Corner Brook we haven't been to.
Oh yeah, we're going to Corner Brook.
We still gotta work our way back across Newfoundland to get to Port aux Basques.
Yeah, Corner Brook
on
is
the
sizable.
big boat.
Yeah. So, anyways, just moving along, and dogs are doing really well.
Say hello, dogs.
Hello. They stayed in the trailer when we did the walking tour yesterday.
With the air conditioning
on, and all nice and cool. I think they had a nice rest. I think they were glad to have the day off because we've done a lot of hiking.
Yeah,
I know.
Up to what, 90K now?
Or almost 100. We're almost 100.
100K?
Yeah, 100. And that's just measured hiking trails.
Yeah,
so
not the rest of the walk.
They've done lots of other walking and stuff like that. So, and just with that, I will leave you with this beautiful view of where we're driving through right now. It is, this area doesn't seem to be hit by the bug that's eaten a lot of the white spruce. It's really green and lush, and everything's in bloom here. It's definitely a warmer climate than compared to up in the northern peninsula.
And they've had enough rain now that they actually lifted the fire ban.
Yeah. They had a fire last week in Badger and actually had to evacuate the city, which is a very strategic location because that's where the Trans-Canada Highway is. Oh, look, there's the ocean. And that's the only way to get from the east to the west side of the island. But it's open now, and everybody's gone back home, and they've even lifted the fire ban. It hasn't been that much rain, but I guess enough moisture.
No, yeah.
Well, let's say we haven't experienced it. I think probably in other parts of Newfoundland they have, but it's still pretty cool. Like they had 0 last night in Labrador and Northern Peninsula, so I think it's the late summer here for them. We went down to 6 last night.
Yeah.
So it's
only
still
10 right now.
Cool evenings, but I mean, it went down to 6 and it was 28 yesterday. Just very different from what we're used to where we live, but that's where we're at. Have a great day. And we're now coming into Petty Harbour Maddox Cove, a place that Don recalls from his Four Corners trip on his motorcycle. It's like
home of Alan Doyle of Great Big Sea.
Woohoo! So we are at Portugal Cove, and it is yet another interesting coastline. And we are taking a drive down to Cape Race, and it's about a half-hour drive. We were hoping to go on a guided tour to see Mistaken Point Ecological Reserve,
which is a
UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Which we've been at a lot of.
Yes, and it has the oldest fossil on Earth, which I thought was really cool. Wanted to see that. You go on a guided tour. It's the only way to see it. And you actually have to take your shoes off and wear socks. They say bring extra pair of socks. Read all up on that. We went in, got here yesterday afternoon, went in this morning, and it was like, oh, you need to book this a year in advance. We found out that we can do this drive. We might be able to do a couple of the trails down to see it. But we're going to go to Cape Race. There's a lighthouse at the end, and there's some other little treasures we might see, but it's a nice, pretty, windy road. And again, as we've noticed, when they're close to the ocean, there's not a lot of vegetation. Well, there's lots of vegetation, just not more than 6 inches high.
Yes. Oh, another single lane bridge.
Yeah, so we got a lot of little one lane, this is 1 lane road.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We've had a lovely park up overnight. Tracy found us a very nice spot at
St. Joseph's by their community park.
Right, and we got there. There was one other boondocker there. They were a chatty couple. Not really. And we had a lovely, quiet evening. But the highlight was yesterday. Tracy took us to St. Vincent's in order that we could see
Whales, humpback whales.
insert images of humpback whales here.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
We are on the road. It is June 30th, and tomorrow's Canada Day. But we are doing a big drive today, about 500 kilometers. We're going across the island to make our way to the west side so that we can get down to Port aux Basques for our ferry reservation, which is on July 4th at 11:45 p.m. And ever since we made that reservation, we've been sad. And then ever since we realized we had less than a week, we've been super sad.
Super sad.
We love Newfoundland. We love being in Newfoundland. Yeah, it's just been amazing.
And there's been sacrifices because in order to try and get ourselves to the ferry on time, we realized that we couldn't do everything that we wanted to do. So there's a place that we really, really wanted to go. It was recommended in a video by Mark Royal, who has a YouTube channel talking all about Newfoundland, and he's quite an amazing guy. And we wanted desperately to go there because he said it was an amazing place, but sadly we can't do it justice with the time we have left. So we've put that in the column of next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
And we've already started talking about next time and what it'll look like coming here. Because you know what? Even though we were here for 5 weeks, it'll be five weeks.
Yeah.
Barely scratched the surface. We got the big ones like the whales and
icebergs
and puffins. But you know, there's still so much to see, and a lot of the subtleties of Newfoundland and life here. So yeah, we're already talking about the return trip, part 2. But in any case, we are on our way. The last couple of days, after we saw the whales in St. Vincent's Beach, which was amazing, we then found a park up in St. Joseph's, and then we went to Cape St. Mary's ecological reserve, and it was quite a drive to get there. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's known as the foggiest place on earth, and we, by luck, as has happened so much on this trip, had an amazing day weather-wise.
Yep.
It was not too windy, it was sunny, and we got to go to the ecological reserve. It's the largest seabird reserve in the world, and there's colonies of different kinds, about 9 different kinds of seabirds. And
but the biggest one by far this year is the northern gannet.
Every year, like that's the big one, because it's not one that you see anywhere else. So the gannets, to me, are actually more beautiful than the puffins.
You take that back.
I'm sorry.
You take that back.
They're gorgeous. They're so regal, and they're so just graceful. And
I love puffins.
I know they're beautiful too, but
they're so damn cute.
I thought the gannets were really, really beautiful, and their story is very cool. They mate for life, and they come back here every year to have babies, and then the male and the female go off in different directions, and then they come back every year and have a good time. So it was Party Central in Cape St. Mary's. Now, the other thing that one of the people told us was about that they had lost half the colony.
Oh yes,
from avian flu.
Yeah.
So it has really impacted nature as well as food.
I was asking the guide about surveying the numbers that are there, and it's actually pretty high tech. They've got some computer software. They go out and measure using cameras, and then those images are put into a computer and compiled, and they do the count that way. So they get a pretty accurate representation of how many birds are in the area at any given time. I think they do the survey every year there. And this year, while we were there, they had estimated over 100,000 northern gannet.
Yeah. Oh, that was gannet or all the birds?
No, just the gannets.
Yeah. Okay, because there's murres, and then there's all
common murre,
seagulls, and razor bills. Oh, there's just all kinds. Like it was just amazing. And it's a 1.4 kilometer walk out and back, and you're standing on the cliffs, and the cliffs are, you estimate 500 feet?
At least 500 feet.
They're really high up.
In addition to the birds, we also seen whales there.
Mm-hmm.
They were offshore, and I got some footage of some seals.
Yeah, some seals, which is awesome as well.
Yep.
But the birds were definitely the main show.
Oh, yeah.
That was definitely very cool. I was very excited about that. And when we were walking out, there was a cliff that we could see in the distance, and there were about 5 people standing on it and going, I said to Dawn, because they tell you stay on the trail, and I went, look at those people, they're off trail. We're not doing that. We're staying on trail, because I'm not falling off a cliff and you're not falling off a cliff. Anyways, we took the trail and ended up right in that spot. So that actually was part of the trail. So, in Newfoundland.
And I was up there and wobbly knees.
Yes. I got there and realized that I was where those people were, and it was like, okay, time to back up. In any case, it was a lovely day, and we're just so blessed to have great weather.
One final note is we were close enough into the point where all the bird sanctuary is, and their nesting grounds, that with a little bit of wind and some close proximity flying, we were getting pooped on.
Yeah, he got pooped on. Which
was rather interesting, because the guy said, oh, that's really lucky if you get pooped on by a bird.
I think it's pretty common you could. They were like swooping about 10 feet over us, like, because the rocks you can't get to. The rocks are kind of sitting, like, it's like 100 feet down and 100 feet up to the rocks, but the rocks are only maybe 40 feet away.
Oh yeah.
But like there's a whole like crevice between you, but they swooped down like 10 feet over you. So I actually was trying to take pictures of them up in the air, which was kind of cool.
Next time on Travel Bugs 2020.
So we're at our last day in Newfoundland. We leave on the ferry tonight, and so hard I'm going to start crying. I get crying.